Yo, imagine your history being so bad that you want to ban people from learning it. Look at this bullshit. Human Zoo in Paris, 1905. As y'all can see, we got a bunch of sun-deficient fucks right here.
We use words, they use bullets.
This is the man who shot Charlie Kirk. This is the man who shot Trump. This is the man who killed Melissa Hortman. This is the man who tried to kill John Hoffman.
That he was going to find the state that God promised the Jews. Listen to this very carefully. This man, Herzl, was an atheist. He believed that there was no God. He said God did not exist.
He still does not appear on the list of the most wicked people that ever lived on the earth. There must be something wrong with this narrative. Totally something wrong with that narrative. It can be right.
So a Japanese man is basically accusing white people or saying that white people are the most evil people on this planet. He actually gave the reasons why he thinks white people are evil. And there was actually a white man recording him whilst he was saying all these things. You know, I don't know what you will say about this, but we are going to watch the video. And also I have other Americans sharing their opinions about what's going on in the Middle East between Iran and also Israel and the US. Don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe. You don't lose anything by liking, so just give the video a thumbs up.
My friend told me in Singapore, whites are evil. I cannot disagree. He said whites are evil, period. I'm not saying, I didn't say that. He said that. I'm not.
But you think it.
Yeah,
A lot of hate for white people, so I don't know. Chicken cross. Shout out Rainbet.
Now who's gonna next? Maybe Bill Gates? Bill Clinton? Donald Trump? One by one.
Well, so you're just naming all rich white guys.
I don't know. All these guys are involved. All white guys. No Asian men involved in this one. But the Philippines, all white guys going after little girls. Then Thailand said, "This is your DNA. You have DNA. That's DNA." But I can understand, yeah, because white people, they robbed the whole world. They stole the world. America, Australia, New Zealand, India, they're robbers. Jamaica, or they're thieves, you know. Now they're coming here and stealing Asian girls now. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. No respect.
So you just had a bad experience with
come on, I'm telling you,
with white people in general.
What you see around the world, you know, you don't deny that. Demand. Jeffrey Epstein set up the sex island. Why? Many whites, they are the pedos. That's why I set it up.
This is such an important conversation, and it's so beautiful to see the Asian gentleman engaging this talk, because in acknowledging the truth of their nature, evil and wickedness, then we can start to make plans and organize around containing them so that they don't continue creating havoc on the planet Earth, which typically comes in the form of murder, theft, and also abusing people physically, whether it's minors, women, or even males. And the first thing out of the gentleman's mouth in this clip is he states that they're evil, and their conduct would suggest that. And I would also like to note that deception is a major strategy of theirs. You'll notice the gentleman, the white guy holding the phone, he says, "You think we're bad because of your experience?" I'm just thinking, like, are you not paying attention to the conversation? The guy just named like 5 genocides that were committed by your people, whites. It's actually quite funny that you can tell he's not accustomed to being confronted on a racial basis, which is something that people of color know well. Thoughts, questions below.
We use words, they use bullets.
This is the man who shot Charlie Kirk. This is the man who shot Trump. This is the man who killed Melissa Hortman. This is the man who tried to kill John Hoffman. This is the man who tried to kill Paul Pelosi. This is the man who killed an Obama-appointed judge's son. This is the man who hired hitmen to kill Democrats. This is the man who ran over a left-wing activist and killed her. This is the man responsible for the Austin bombing. This is the man who sent pipe bombs to Obama, Biden, and Hillary Clinton. This is the man who shot Gabby Gifford. This is the man who tried to kidnap Gretchen Whitmer. Oh, and this man, and this man, and this man, this man, this man, this man, this man, this man, and this man. This is the man who set Josh Shapiro's house on fire. This is the Oklahoma bomber. This is his accomplice. These are just a few of the men who beat police officers on January 6th. I can think of a few things they have in common, and it's not the way they use their words or their left-wing politics.
We use words.
Yo, imagine your history being so bad that you want to ban people from learning it. Look at this bullshit. Human Zoo in Paris, 1905. As y'all can see, we got a bunch of sun-deficient fucks right here with hats and suits and dresses dressed all fancy, right? But then look what they're paying to see. Black kids in behind cages in the water. In the water. Like they're zoo animals. And this is not ancient history. Do you know why? Because bullshit like this keeps happening. Just in different forms, different names, and different shapes. This shit right here is organized white supremacy, and it's still happening to this day. And this right here was disguised science, with millions of Europeans paying to watch kidnapped Africans and indigenous people displayed in cages. How sick, demonic, and fucked up do you have to be to put human beings inside of a cage, the same species as you, mind you, and call it science? What type of sick shit runs in your lineage that you have to get joy and thrill from watching other human beings suffer and literally stay in a state of pain and hurt? And these are the same ones that raped and murdered and tortured children, and their descendants still are to this day on islands. And look, I hate coming on here being negative, but this is the type of shit that just makes me ashamed to be the same species as y'all. I hate that I have to share a planet with these fucking demons. The ones watching the Africans and indigenous, the ones right here, these are creatures right here. The ones dressed in fancy suits and hats, these are creatures. These aren't even human. These are creatures. These are demons. And what's worse is that many of them are proud of this. They're proud of this. Why? Why? Can you guys please tell me what the and I've said this before, and I'm gonna say it again. What the fuck did black people and indigenous people, or just melanated people in general, do to you guys to deserve all this shit? What the fuck did they do? What did they do? Please tell me. Please tell me. Give me one good reason other than they exist in their own communities and their own worlds, minding their own business, planting their own fruits, vegetables, and food, healing each other, until you guys invaded their fucking land and murdered and kidnapped millions of them. What the fuck did they do to you guys? Please tell me. What did they do? And you know what's crazy? You know what's crazy? Black people and indigenous people were the first ones that the demons tested on through colonization, slavery, mass rape, mass genocide, mass torture, mass experimentation, trauma harvesting, mind control, murder, lynching, hunting. They ate y'all. They fucking ate y'all. Demonic blood rituals and sacrifices. You guys were the first ones they tested on before mass control of the entire world population. Because it's deeper than skin color. There was always something within y'all. You guys, there was always something within you guys. Spiritually, emotionally, rhythmically, ancestrally, genetically, mentally, internally, creatively, that they lacked within themselves, and they hated themselves for that. They had such a deep self-hatred for the lack of light within themselves. They had such a deep self-hatred for the fact that you guys had community, creativity, freedom of expression, healing, and culture, and they didn't. And they needed to control, and they needed to control. They needed to control over that. They needed control over that. They needed control over that. And they still do to this day. And please do not beat yourselves up over this. There's nothing wrong with any melanated person, black person, or indigenous person watching this video. This is a battle against good versus evil. These people that we are all up against and that your ancestors were up against are not even fucking human. They're demons. They're creatures. They are dark, demonic energies taking the form of flesh. They are beyond human. We cannot and will not move forward if we keep sanitizing the truth, because the demons that were hurting all of y'all's ancestors, they still exist to this day. All of their descendants are here in different forms. They're still here. Understand me when I say this shit.
Now that everybody's waking up to the evil doings of Israel and the United States, I think it's important to look back on the people that predicted this exact moment. Y'all need to watch this video from Kwame Ture from, I think, the 70s.
Was a man by the name of Theodor Herzl, H-E-R-Z-L. He was the founder of Zionism. He said that he was going to find the state that God promised the Jews. Listen to this very carefully. This man, Herzl, was an atheist. He believed that there was no God. He said God did not exist. Now, how is it that a man who believes that God does not exist is going to find a state that God promised to his chosen people? I tell you, this man is Satan in disguise. Zionism is a satanic movement. It is devil. It is imperialism. It is racist. It has gone and taken the lands of the Palestinian people and through terrorism has driven them out. And through terrorism, it maintains its power. And the United States of America, with over 6 million homeless, sends to Israel billions and billions and billions of dollars everywhere to bomb Palestinian people while homeless people are here and unemployed are here. Zionism is going to raise this war and make the people in America become clear to what it is and become anti-Zionist and stop the aid to Israel and use the money to take care of the homeless in this country.
This is word for word, verbatim, from the Jerusalem Post by Benjamin Netanyahu in 1990. If we get caught, they will just replace us with a person from the same cloth. So it doesn't matter what you do. America is a golden calf, and we will suck it dry, chop it up, and sell it off piece by piece until there is nothing left but the world's biggest welfare state that we create and control. Why? Because it's God's will. And America is big enough to take the hit, so we can do it again and again and again. This is what we do to the countries that we hate. We destroy them very slowly, but we make them suffer for refusing to be our slaves.
This is who our government is saying is our greatest ally. That pissed me off. That don't piss y'all off. He kills 2 million white people. He is the most evil man that ever lived. Leopold kills 20 million Africans. He still does not appear on the list of the most wicked people that ever lived on the earth. There must be something wrong with this narrative. Totally something wrong with that narrative. It can be right by day, by night, by numbers, by mathematics, by ethnography. It cannot be right that the whole world watches the massacre of black people and says nothing.
I mean, who do you think controls the history books, bro? The demons. King Leopold II of Belgium, bro, he was literally known, even though they never taught us this, he was known for orchestrating one of the most brutal and deadly colonial regimes in history during his personal rule over the Congo Free State of Africa. And that was between 1885 and 1908. And what happened under his rule is literally, bro, it was literally a genocide of crimes against humanity. Even though that's not what it was called at the time. And under Leopold's rule, the Congo was literally turned into a brutal labor camp to extract rubber and ivory. And villages that did not meet quotas were punished severely and violently. Do you know what the soldiers of the Force Publique, Leopold, which was Leopold's private army, you know what they did? They would cut off the hands of men, women, and children to terrorize and enforce rubber quotas. And they burned villages. They executed resistors. They killed resistors, anyone who resisted. And they used mass hostage taking, and they raped and enslaved millions of women and children. 20 million Congolese died from execution, starvation, torture, exhaustion, disease resulting from colonial brutality and disruption of society. And due to international pressure, Belgium forced Leopold to relinquish control of the Congo in 1908. Remember, bro, they don't teach any of this shit in school. Whoever controls the media controls attention. The demons are the ones controlling all this shit. That's why I don't believe in any of the history books or any of the bullshit history they teach us in school. Because they don't teach us shit like this. They say shit like, oh, Hitler killed 20 million. Which he didn't, by the way. But why don't they teach us this shit? The story, the histories, the war is only written by those who won. Do you know how many African children of the Congo Leopold mutated? Millions. Millions. And then there's Cecile Rhodes, who killed over 20 million blacks in South Africa. And y'all know they're still doing shit like this to this day. You know that, right? And you know why? It's because their wars are documented and black peoples get exterminated and sanitized and washed under the rug. They don't teach any of this shit in school. You know, Epstein's father-in-law writes that he makes our history books. The bullshit they teach in school, it's all written by demons. It's all washed. It's all washed, bro. The only suffering that whites care about is white suffering. You know what I mean? And it's like, bro, that's where the problem starts. Most people don't even know who Leopold is, bro, because none of this shit is mentioned in Western history books. Not a single one of this shit. I didn't learn any of this shit in school. I'm being completely honest. None of this shit. Who's writing the history books? All the shit they teach in these public schools, who's writing that shit? You know the reason they don't teach this shit in school is because the Western education system, at least in terms of history, is made to glorify European accomplishments. That's why outside of European history, you only learn about Egypt because it's in the Bible. It was always about controlling narrative, bro. That's why the ability to mass copy books and rewrite history and completely sanitize and change the narrative is mass gaslighting on a grand scale. Eventually, the internet was so dangerous to them because they couldn't control information and narratives anymore.
I mean, if you hear everyone talk at this table, you'd think this is literally World War III. It's not. I would like to tell everyone the U.S. is winning, and it's not even close. The reason that Iran hasn't retaliated yet is because their capacity is already incredibly diminished.
What do you mean they haven't retaliated?
We have the best military in the world. We've already seen 95% of their drones.
What do you mean that they haven't retaliated?
Where'd you get the 95% figure? Is that another?
That's from CENTCOM. Josh made the point that they could escalate.
No,
Their capacity is already so diminished.
I don't know.
They've been trying to retaliate, and the longer this goes on, the less
13 Americans are dead.
they have.
150 Americans.
They have. I mean, look, they have diminished capacity, but they have been retaliating. Israel is being struck on a daily basis in residential areas with cluster munitions.
Of course, I want to see
neighboring
this war
Gulf
end.
states are being attacked.
So the big
picture is, how does it end?
I realized something. For a lot of Americans, losing means the bombs drop here. Unless they see missiles drop in the continental United States, we've won. From their perspective, and technically that kind of, because when was the last time anybody bombed? The last time anyone bombed America, not even bombed, attacked America successfully, was 1776, when the British came and took Virginia, and since then no one has successfully, as far as I know, that I could think of, attacked the United States, out besides Israel, that occasionally does dumb shit and everybody lets it go because it's Israel. They own us. Like, we're not gonna go. USS I can't remember the name of the ship that they bombed. But for a lot of Americans, unless they see America bombed the way, because for them war is what they see on TV. So unless they see that here, it's not a loss, and we have won. That's how a lot of Americans think.
Honestly, I don't know what you think about this. Trust me, because the list that he also gave and the things that he also, I think he added Jamaica, and that's where I think he made a mistake, because Jamaicans are black people mostly, or perhaps he was talking about what was done to Jamaicans or what. Trust me, in this world, you've seen the other video that I also showed you, the lady mentioning the people that have actually caused harm, serious harm to people in the US. All of them, the list that she basically gave, all of them are white people. So does it confirm whatever the man was saying? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section, because this particular topic, you know, all the time they talk about the Arabs, they are the terrorists, black people are this, black people are that. What is the truth? Is it truly the Arabs who are terrorists, or black people who are bad people, or it is the white people? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. This particular topic is very interesting, and I want to know what you think about this particular thing, or like this particular topic, in the comment section. Thank you so much for watching.